This call is being recorded.
Baltimore, start. All right. Shark. This is Coach 100K, helping you make six figures in this industry. What an incredible day to be alive. So excited to be on the call this morning, guys. Give you the inspiration, then we'll bring on our speaker for the day, give them all the time they absolutely need to be all they can be, guys. This is Friday, so make sure you end the week strong. Always end strong. You can rest well when you end the week strong, guys. So I want to kind of give you 2 minutes worth of food. You know, one thing about sharks, guys, sharks are always hungry. I was out fishing one day on one of those charter boats, and one thing that the guy told me, the captain says, sharks are always hungry. So you gotta be hungry. Listen to Les Brown.
Talk. I'm hungry. About being hungry. Talk. Somebody said, I'm hungry. It is something I like to share some ideas and thoughts with you. I'm not asking that you believe anything that I say. I'm not asking that you agree with me. I'm merely asking that you stand on and end the conversation that we'll share with you this evening. If there's something that I say that can fit and work for you, I say use it. If not, discard it and let it be. Is that all right? I'm hungry. Very good. All right. I'm hungry. One of the things I have realized, and many of us have, that if you want something out of life, I'm hungry. If you want to change yourself, I'm hungry. If you want to acquire something, I'm hungry. If there's some goal that you want to reach, I'm hungry. That is really not easy as some people will make us feel. That living your dreams, changing your behaviors, overcoming negative habits, it's challenging. It's hard. Living alone is just very difficult. It's hard. Once we begin to come to grips with the fact that living is difficult, life is very challenging. I heard a song once by a guy named Dimples called "If It Ain't One Thing, It's Another." If it ain't one thing, it's another. I say to you, if it ain't one thing, it's 12 others. Always something. You will never ever have a problem-free moment in life. Never ever. Somebody said, and I like this, that you either in a problem or just left one or headed toward one. If it ain't one thing, it's another. Anybody found that to be so? There's always something. If it ain't one thing, it's another. I'm hungry.
I'm hungry. Are you hungry? Well, listen, let's make it happen, guys. We'll bring on our international global trainer, Crown 3, breakthrough specialist, Dr. Breakthrough. It is breakthrough time. Shark.
Shark. Excuses will always be there, but opportunity won't. So I'm so glad that most of you on this call, that you jumped at the opportunity of having multiple streams of income. You jumped at the opportunity. You said, I'm not going to allow my excuses. Matter of fact, I'm going to break through those excuses. So question, do you know anybody that would like to be healthier, wealthier, wiser, or all three? Well, you're at the right place, you're at the right time, and we've got a special guest speaker this morning. I just posted on Facebook yesterday where we had an event in Atlanta, and I taught this powerful woman how to break a board. Oh, my goodness, she devastated that board. She's like, that board represented limitations. That board represented something she hadn't done before. But she said, that board is not going to keep me back. That board represents, as I break this board, I'll break through every barrier, every limitation that comes against me. And so, my friend, you're in for a treat. Lidy Love, we call her Dr. Ignite. She will ignite you. She'll give you some information without hype, but she'll give you powerful passion. And your life may never be the same again. And the people you deal with. Why? Dr. Ignite. Take it away.
Good morning. Good morning. Breakthrough time. Here it is, another subject matter that I had to have a breakthrough on. Good morning. Good morning. Well, might I just start this morning by just sharing a couple thoughts with my personal journey of how, sometimes life is, and that you're in this space and place thinking there's something wrong with you, but you don't know how to put your finger on it. And you're like, there's something not right. So my journey in that conversation with, I had wasn't feeling just quite right when I was young. My joints ached and my joints were aching. And I thought to myself, well, nobody else is aching around here. Maybe I'm working too hard. So I worked on a farm, and subsequently, there were long days. But what I can say is that went on. Periodically, I would complain. And then there was a conversation. I would say, well, you know what? Just stop complaining. So I just stopped complaining, just kind of kept that all to myself and journeyed on until I got to the point of where I was 26. And I had a diagnosis. And the diagnosis was, you have rheumatoid arthritis, a very aggressive rheumatoid arthritis. You will find yourself in a wheelchair in 10 years. And this was the prescription that we're going to put you on. And I went home that day and I thought, you know what? I'm going to think this over. I am not going to be in a wheelchair in 10 years. It's not going to happen. And I just looked at the fact that, what does that really mean? That means crippled. And so crippling means that somehow I'm going to have either a crooked spine, I'm going to have crooked, something's not going to be quite right. And my hands are going to be crooked, and my toes and my joints are going to be, and the pain is so devastating now in my life, where I'm living in Minnesota, and subsequently when it's cold out, which is about 9 months out of the year, that your body from head to toe, every joint in my body was aching. And I thought that this is just not normal. I could turn the heater on. I never turned the air conditioner on. I hated air conditioning. Oh my gosh. And if it was that I could be in the sun, it would be happiest. But there was something new for me to discover. So when it is that you're in the middle of a breakdown, it's important that you persevere what is called your journey, because if it is that you actually, you want to resist it, it will persist. And if you embrace it, you can erase it. So I walked into the conversation looking for some information. It wasn't like Google search way back then, I'm going to call it 40 years ago. It was encyclopedias, or I had to go to the library. And I just began to look for information. But I went into a bakery one day, and there was a flyer there. And it was talking about arthritis and candida and diabetes, and it went on to various different lists of, symptoms. And there was going to be a seminar, and it was going to be in Hudson. So I said to my husband, guess what? I found a flyer of a seminar that's going to be talking about, arthritis. And I think I'd like for you to go with me, because I'm going to probably need some support along the way, somewhere along the way in life, that would be a journey for me. So, will you go? So he said, well, sure. And I said, well, here's the thing. They're going to probably start with arthritis. And I don't even know what this thing Candida is about. It looks like maybe an epidemic from Canada. Maybe that's what that is. And diabetes, we know what that is. And so we can leave after they cover the subject of arthritis. I'm laughing to this day, because here's what happened. They started out with Candida, and everything else on the flyer was covered when they covered the conversation called Candida albicans. And that was my wake-up moment. I thought to myself, all these people on this planet could be under one category called Candida. And I might be in the room, there had to be like 50 people. In just like, a little local community space, 50 people in that room. And I looked at my husband, he looked at me, and he said, I think those symptoms they're talking about, every one of them is about you. They must have put the seminar on just for you. And I said, yes, I know right now I've been misdiagnosed. And that's what I'm going to say to you. I know I was misdiagnosed because I had a variety of symptoms. Well, I'm going to talk a little bit about Candida albicans, but I want to actually share a article that was in the New York Times this year, a couple months ago, April 6th, 2019. It says, deadly germs lost cures. Deadly germs lost cures. A mysterious infection spanning the globe in a climate of secrecy. The rise of Candida embodies a serious and growing public health threat, drug-resistant germs. So here's the article. It says, last May, an elderly man was admitted into Brooklyn Branch Mount Sinai Hospital for an abdominal surgery. A blood test revealed that he was infected with this newly discovered germ, as deadly as it was mysterious. Doctors swiftly isolated him in the intensive care unit. The germ, a fungus called Candida, preys on people with weakened immune systems and is quietly spreading across the globe. Over the last 5 years, it has hit a neonatal unit in Venezuela, swept through a hospital in Spain, forced the prestigious British Medical Center to shut down its intensive care, and take root in India, Pakistan, and South Africa. Recently, Candida has reached New York, New Jersey, Illinois, leading to federal centers of disease control and prevention to add it to a list of germ-deemed urgent threats. This man in Mount Sinai died after 90 days in the hospital, but Candida did not. Tests showed that it was everywhere in the room, so invasive that the hospital needed special cleaning equipment, that they had to rip out some of the ceiling, floors, tiles, and eradicate it. And this is in quotes. Everything was positive. The walls, the bed, the doors, the curtains, the phones, the sink, the whiteboard, the poles, the pump, said Dr. Scott Lauren, the hospital president. The mattress, the bed rails, the canister holes, the window shades, the ceiling, and everything in the room was positive, unquote. Candida is so tenuous and it's impervious. And here we are. You know, it needs antifungal medications to make it controllable. Well, here is what's going on. That's just that's the first page of, I'm going to say, maybe 10 pages of written documentation. So it's a fungus, and it's a parasite yeast-like fungus. And you can go to 200diseases.com and read about Candida. And as a result of it, you're going to find that it is multiple different strains of it in the body. But they say that right now it's resisting the drugs. And more than 90% of the infections are resistant. 90% are resistant. So guess what's coming? New drugs. And you cannot put the Band-Aid over this problem. You have to kill this beast. The beast can lie in your body. And I'm believing that right now that I did change my program. I did many altering various different journeys. No sugar, no caffeine, no alcohol, no dairy products, and no white flour. And it was like strict. I was basically on vegetables, and they were steamed or slightly sautéed and or raw, and basically living on that for years. And things settled down a little bit, and took a lot of supplements. And I'm believing that to this day, that for 40 years, all I did was lay them down and just put those parasites, yeast-like fungus, in a dormant, or could I say hibernating state. Now, if it is, you go Google parasites, you're going to find that parasite infections are very common, more than you think. And here's what happens. There are macro and micro parasites. There are large ones And like malaria is a microparasite, and a tapeworm would be a macroparasite. They can be roundworms, they can be intestinal worms, and it can be in your liver, your muscles, stomach, brain, blood, skin, eyes. Where's your body challenged? They like to park themselves in weak areas of the body. So what goes on, and it can be in children, a high percentage of the world's population suffers from infections from parasites, which are responsible for the death of 15 million children annually. So we know that it will take a life. It will virtually take a person over, and it's because these little, large amounts of egg-laying parasites and this yeast-like fungus, it actually develops a little nest, and it lives in the fungus, and it excretes waste. So think about this for a minute. The most common is the verminiasis, which is actually, it's in the intestinal area, and people have them lose large quantities of their nutrients because they are eaten or absorbed by the parasites first. So you're left with deficiencies, and they originate in the digestive tract. And what happens is that they are going to lay their eggs, and the full moon cycle is the 2 days before the full moon, and then 2 days after is activity time. So a lot of people that are health challenged, and if you have, cancer, or you have a prognosis of something already, that those are hard days. Those are like tough days. People say, I've had a tough day. What does that really mean? Internally, the body is challenged, and there's a lot of internal activity, and or at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. In elderly people, you can see it in nursing homes. They say, well, it's called, an unrestful time. It's sundowning is an angry time. And so these little guys internally start having some activity, and your body becomes angry. And so what's going on in the inside shows up on the outside. So if 90% of the population, of the world's population, is infected with one or more of the parasites in their body being able to coexist in the same host, you being the host, then we have partners. And as a result of that, we want to destroy the beast. So you might wonder, like, how does this really happen? And it comes from food. It can be from contaminated, various different. It could be a litter box if you have cats. It could be raw food or uncooked meat. It could be raw fish. It could be contaminated objects. You can go and buy food at the farmer's market, and it's poorly washed. Or you can go to the grocery store and somebody sneezed on it, and it goes on and on. I mean, there's no getting away from it. It's not like you're unclean and somebody, however you got it. I lived on a farm. I mean, we went barefoot. Who knows how all these little creatures get in? You could have a cut, you could have a wound, and somehow I got a scratch from, poison oak and poison ivy. I mean, my body doesn't like any of those little irritants. But what happens is that my body has to fight the battle. Nobody can do it for me. So as a result of that, some of the symptoms that show up, and this is how everything gets categorized, and you somehow find yourself, like I have a label. So it starts out with, could be diarrhea, poor absorption of food, chronic constipation, gas, bloating, digestive problems, excessive bowel movements. It could be abdominal pain, mucus in the stool, leaky gut, frequent vomiting or nauseousness, hemorrhoids, burning in the stomach, blood in the stool, intestinal irritation, swollen eyes, fever, pancreatitis, malabsorption syndrome, fatigue. It goes low energy lethargy. It goes from skin disorders. It could be dry skin, dry hair, brittle hair, hair loss, allergies, itching nose, anal itching, itchy skin. It could be jaundice, allergic reactions to food, eruptions, eczema, skin ulcers, swelling, sores. Moods could be anger, mood swings, depression, forgetfulness, confused thinking, restlessness, anxiety, slow reflexes, obsession with things, lack of coordination, disorientation, forgetfulness, sleep disorders. insomnia, grinding of your teeth during the night, bedwetting, drooling while sleeping. Sleep disorders could be awakening during the night. It could be growth problems, weight and appetite issues. I think you're starting to hear this. Blood disorders, anemia. It could be hypoglycemia, sexual or reproductive problems, reproductive disease, parasites in children. I'm believing that by now you got to say, stop. Blurred vision, bad breath, low immune system, fever. I mean, is it all these things? It is all of what I'm talking about. That's why I say we have what is called yeast is the beast. And what happens as our body has this challenge, the question is, how do you kill the beast? You can change your diet and you can try to do something, but let me help you out. First of all, we have to be hydrated, because a body that has oxygen, a body that has hydrogen in it, and that keeps your pH in an alkaline state, it's not drinking alkaline water. Please help you understand one thing, because of the fact that when we drink water, and I would actually come home after I was in college, come home and I would drink the water, and I would say to my father, I am fine. I normally don't even have headaches, but now when I come home, I get a headache when I come home. I said, there's something going on with this well water. And of course, there was something going on with the well water. So, and then we got water purification in the house. Well, that was wonderful. It changed things. But when we began to understand that the water has to become a hydrating water molecule, it has to have a structure, a bond angle changing, and then that will be delivered. So if it is that you take on distilled water, we got a distiller, and we take a look at distilled water, and you change the bond angle, is when it delivers across the cell membrane. So your body becomes hydrated. That's the day that you have victory. That's victory day. So at the end of the conversation we're having right now, I want you to know that hydration is so critical, because you've got to pull the garbage out so that they don't find a place of another weakness in the body, and it can be in the blood, because the blood will get sticky. You won't have good circulation. So you could 99.99% of all dis-ease is a result of something going on with a parasite, yeast like fungus, and it can be in your blood, in your skin. You heard everything this morning about like where that can manifest itself. So here we are. You got the hydration going in. How much did you drink? Well, take your body weight divided by 2, and that's how many ounces of water you want to be taking in per day, and you want it to be delivered across the cell membrane. Get the hydration drops. Don't even question it. Just simply bless yourself. Then the next thing, you have to look at what's going on. When we have candida, the whole entire digestive system becomes a issue, because of the digestive system has like little perforated holes in it, and those little holes have to be closed. So colostrum closes the holes. Why this is an issue is because with anybody who's not been breastfed, and I was breastfed, but I'm going to share a thought with you. I was born breech, which meant that my mother and I nearly died in that process. So I'm believing that my mother's colostrum or breast milk didn't come down proper, so that it would have been that first breast milk that then closed, which is the colostrum. It seals up your whole entire gut lining. So from the small GI to the large GI tract, it has holes in it and perforations, because that's how the fetus gets fed. Any bottle-fed baby has it from birth. It's not too late. The immunized colostrum product is a very specific patented product that is the highest quality colostrum you can find, and it's time to take on colostrum. So here we are, looking at a way to be able to go right now and help your body get the job done. So hydrate, close those holes. seal the lining. Anybody that has any type of food allergy, this conversation has got to be a serious look at, because of the fact that the body's imbalanced, because it is undigested food crossing that gut lining and getting into the body. And it becomes the food for the parasitic yeast-like fungus. It becomes the food that feeds the beast. And now you say, now what? Here's the next thing. Silver is also a way to be able to go and kill some of the bacteria, and it will go kill bacteria and fungus and mold, and it will take care of these issues. The silver, if you have a dry nose, you've got what is called an irritation of the nostril lining. It can irritate everything, I promise you. You can put silver drops in your eyes, take care of bacteria in your eyes. You can put, and viruses, and any kind of spores, any kind of life activity. You can put drops up your nostrils. You can take a couple dropperfuls of silver and put it in your mouth. If you've got a white tongue, that's a symptom of candida. So that's yeast. And it can be passed on, both male and female. If you have a partner, if one has it, the other has it. I promise you. It gets passed back and forth sexually, and it's something that has to be looked at. It's not, I get to do this by myself. No. So remember that this is it is contagious, and furthermore, it is something that weakens the immune system. So when you're brushing your teeth at night, when you're waking up in the morning, brushing your teeth in the morning, put the silver in your mouth and let that whole system be benefiting from having some of your partner come alongside you and fight this with you. Then the next thing to think about, I have damaged tissue. How is it that I can go and kill the beast? Killing the beast is activate. It literally, and right now I'm taking the activate myself. And I'm going to tell you, it's like those little beasts, like they woke up and they started stirring to the point in which it is, I thought, how could this be after 40 years of actually having a pretty strict diet? Of course, we make some changes along the way, but I got to go back to this. Here's what happened. The die-off of those yeast beasts came to the point of where it had little red marks on my skin, and I was noticing little red marks, and I thought, well, why is that? Where is that coming from? And I remember that as a child it come to the surface. So I needed to make sure I was drinking enough water. I was constipated. My mother was constipated. I thought it was a genetic weakness. And I'm going to tell you, I believe that somehow it goes to the beginning of not even having a closed gut and having enough colostrum when I was born. So I cannot go back there. I can only take care of today where I am today. So I'm very committed to killing this beast because it will take over your mind. I had candida so bad that I could not even remember how to use a calculator. It gets to the point of when you have die-off, and there are some days you think listen, I can't even think today. And it is frustrating. And it has to do with die-off. So here's the thing. It's a breakdown. You might be thinking, but I got to have a breakthrough. The nutritional breakthrough is clearly going to change your life. So activate, attracts this parasite, and it has a warehouse full of new cells, full of stem cells. And because the body is so challenged, it becomes weak, that it doesn't release the new stem cells at the rate in which it is that they need to release them. So you can help your body have the releasing of the stem cells, new stem cells that are going to repair the tissue in your body where it's weak and replace where it's no longer functioning with the product called Vitalize. Vitalize is a stem cell product. It is laminin, but here's the beauty of the product. The product helps your body sends a signal, and says, listen, we've got some weakness over here. Can you release some stem cells? Knocks on that door. I'm giving you a very simple visual at the moment, but knocks on that door, and then it says, we need some stem cells. They release them. Your body knows if you have a weak heart, you got flukes in your lungs, you've got, issue in your joints. It would, does it need synovial membrane? What does it need? And it says, here's a generic cell. You are going to become what is called a blood cell or heart cell or skin cell. Okay. It gives identity, and then it gives its migration instructions, tells you how to get there, and then it sends along the battery pack, which is a laminin. I call it the super glue, so that when it gets there, it will adhere itself to the weak area, regardless of how weak it is. And if it is so weak that the body says, okay, I know that I need to go and get this thing done, here's what I'm going to tell you. This is so powerful that the body will literally abort the weak cells and make room for this new one. That's the kind of communication that's going on. And then I'm going to tell you one more. Living minerals. Living minerals are so critical. Living minerals are your micro and macro minerals. And the living minerals are humates and fulvic acid. Yesterday I spoke a little bit about that, but today I want to add to what I spoke about yesterday by saying that the living minerals are the humates, which are the carrier, and fulvic. They literally, the living minerals will chelate heavy metals out of your body. Chelate the waste that's sitting there. So you've got a chelator, and it can be vaccinations. I mean, it is known. It will actually take anything foreign out of your body and chelate that. So you have some mighty partners. Yes, will it take you a few freedom packs to get this in place? Yes, but I will tell you, it will be the best dollar ever spent for the rest of your life. For the rest of your life. And how long? I'm going to tell you, 4 full moon phases is where you have to be so serious, so strict, that you're going to say, I'm going to do this. And then you have the parent parasites and the hatching, that new batch. So what I'm saying is, like, get through that. And yes, you need a support system. That's why I know, in terms of today's world, and to have somebody come alongside you and help you through this journey, there are going to be days that you're going to be down. And remember, when you're down, you call up. And when you're up, you call down. And that's how we get this done. Loving on people and passing it on. Dr. Stan, Dr. Kenny, back to you.
Wow. What powerful, potent information. By the way, folks, I know Coach 100K got him some of this, also this Enviro that I'm looking at. That, when I travel now, this thing I take it with me to my hotel. It's it's the soap that I use, so I'm guarded. My shop-free day, all the products Lidy talked about, I have, but also have the Enviro. Mm-hmm. She talked about the living minerals. Mm-hmm. I took my living minerals this morning. She talked about the Vitalize, the God molecule. Took that today. I took my Activate. I took my Immunize. I took my Sugar D. I took my Pure Silver. I took my Pure Mag, which my wife used to have terrible cramping all the time, and we used to have to keep bananas in the bedroom. But now, not one single problem with that. The Sciaga, I took that. The Decal Boron, one of my favorite. Oh my goodness, took that. Purdyne, oh Lord, there you go. The Purdyne, the Pure Copper, and the Pure Gold. And then, of course, the Nano Card. Sleep like a baby, drive extra gas. I mean, all these products that she talked about, my friend. By the way, all these products that I have, I paid one time out of pocket. Now I pay out of profit. And when you have an order in every month, you get an extra 20% and virtual money that you can now use to order your products. And so, yes, I am a product of the product. I'm not just the only Crown 3 in the company. I probably take more products than anybody else and take them consistently. I take them, my friend. I live by them. Why? Because as a martial artist, I want every edge I can have. The older I get, the more I know that I need to make sure that I'm feeding this temple what it needs so it can do what it's designed to do. How else could a guy keep the schedule that I keep and all the different things, breaching this place and bending steel bars and breaking bricks, driving and doing all this, my friend? So we have positioned ourselves. And if you're a guest, if you've not yet joined, get back to whoever gave you this information and be able to get. I thought about this the other day, Lidy. Literally, you can leverage. We're teaching people how to leverage a free membership, get free landing pages, free training, listen, free brochures and everything else, and you can leverage that to create income. You say what? Yeah. That's really how we get paid, to leverage giving away free memberships and all this. Because what happens? Once they start getting educated, like Lidy just gave this morning, they're going to go on that free website and they're going to say, man, I need Yeast Beast. I'm not, oh, no. I got to get me some Activate. Oh, I got to get me some Vitalize. Like she said, I got to get me some Pure Silver. I got to get me some living minerals. And folks, I'm telling you, if you don't have living minerals, you ain't living. Get those things. I'm telling you, it's incredible. So again, thank you very much, Lidy. Coach 100K. I saw that again. Like you're in viral. By the way, I brushed my teeth. Lidy gave me a powerful little tip. I use the Enviro shower and shave gel to brush my teeth, but you put I had my wife order some essential oil peppermint. I put one drop on my toothbrush. And those you're on yesterday, you heard my 13, like first of all, Nadia used to say, baby, you need to brush your teeth more than once a day. I'm like, girl, look, I'm fine. Man, ever since I started using this concoction, it's 3 times a day. One day I brushed my teeth 4 times. It just makes you feel like you just came from the dentist and your teeth are so clean. And I don't even have to use mouthwash anymore. But, the essential oil, the peppermint, it's just incredible. And now John, the 13-year-old, I mean, the other day he brushed his teeth 3 times in one day. We used to have to get on him. I'm telling you, folks, we've got something here that could change the world. And when she talking about share the love, as you share it, you get reimbursed and lives are being changed. So I know we're way over, but this is the shark territory. Thank you again, Lidy. Incredible and incredible. By the way, every evening at 8 o'clock Central, 9 Eastern, she does a call. And if you want to experience sweatless victory, in other words, she'll do all the hard work. She'll do the presentation and different folks will give the testimonials. All you have to do is invite people on the line. Even if you don't make it on the line, send people to the line with your link and give them the website for 200diseases.com. And then, of course, don't forget consumerpreneur.info, consumerpreneur.info. There's a 27-minute little presentation I have there. You can watch 24/7. It has all the numbers there. So consumerpreneur, here's how you spell it. Consumer, 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 then preneur, PRENEUR, consumerpreneur, PRENEUR.info for information, .info, and you'll get that. So, Lidy, 8 o'clock Monday through Friday, you do this call, and are you willing to work for the people? What number do they call or send people to?
It is 781-448-0092. That is for the evening call. And then I have a recorded 6-minute call for the Yeast Beast, 646-653-1830.
And by the way, you can both of those numbers are on consumerpreneur.info. But if you're writing that down, give those numbers one more time, Lidy, just to make sure they have it.
781-448-0092. Yeast Beast, 646-653-1830.
Awesome. So, hey, we just left Humble, Texas, had a great meeting there with Apostle Barry Burrell, who's their church is celebrating their anniversary all this week now, and then also in Humble, Texas with Bishop Pittman, and now on our way to Baltimore. Myron and Golden and I will be doing the 1 Year Millionaire Live. And then on Monday, the 10th, we'll be in Baltimore, Owens Mills and Library there. Bernard Mallory and all the folks there in the Baltimore area, we've got a meeting there. So all you got to do is send people there for Monday. Folks, I'm telling you, there's so much that's going on. All you got to do, my friend, is engage and get engaged. Get engaged. All righty? Okay, Coach, I tell you, it's incredible. Thank you, Lidy. As always, you did a dynamic job. I've been educated. I've been empowered. I've been enlightened. And I'm now excited even more. All right, Coach, 100K. What do you got to say?
All right, Lidy. Incredible job. Great information. Dr. Breakthrough, thanks for all you do. So, hey, we're going to unmute the lines, everybody, to get out here and go make it an incredible Shark weekend. Guys, at the top, Dr. Breakthrough, back to you. Shark.
All righty, Shark. By the way, if you're on my text list, a couple of you texted me saying I want the replay. I sent out this morning the replay from yesterday. So if you're on my text list, it's in your text. So just make sure you take notice of that, okay? And, again, packed out the lines this morning. Let's do it again. Just keep on doing this. Next week we got some powerful things planned for you.